How to Learn Faster. 5 Key Insights from Limitless book. A lot of us restrict ourselves with false beliefs about our intelligence or other capabilities. The fact is, you do not have actually to be born a genius in order to be successful. You simply require to cultivate your specific capabilities and inspiration. You do so by recognizing your purpose and utilizing that to push you forward. And after that, it refers picking the most ideal amongst the many terrific approaches of studying, focusing, memorizing, reading and believing. That will make your knowing really unlimited. So let's get 5 key insight from this book to know how to learn faster. Key Insight 1. Technology makes our lives much easier, however it might be preventing our learning abilities. Is digital technology great or bad? The concern might be easy, however the response is far from uncomplicated. On the one hand, mobile phones and tablets can appear liberating. They do enable us to contract out some of our brain's easier functions. Sounds fantastic, does not it? Well, possibly not. Some scientists feel that this digital practice is ending up being an issue. They think it hinders our cognitive capabilities. Think of how all of us continuously switch in between jobs, from working to examining alerts to texting. One neuroscientist, Daniel J. Levitin, thinks that this procedure triggers the brain to rapidly burn up its fuel, leaving us worried and tired. The essential message here is, technology makes our lives much easier, however it might be preventing our learning abilities. We have continuous access to a wealth of info right at our fingertips. It's not a surprise then that research studies suggest that the typical individual takes in 3 times more details today than in the 1960s. But pummeling ourselves with all this details isn't always an excellent thing. That's since having the ability to search for realities whenever you require them triggers your memory to atrophy. It withers away, like an underused muscle. On the other hand, requiring yourself to remember info in fact develops and reinforces memories. Excessive using technology might likewise minimize your capability to believe seriously. There's no lack of viewpoint on the web. Some would state that it's a good idea, it enables us to see issues from great deals of various point of views. The fact is that many of us do not really go looking for diverse viewpoints. Rather, we recognize a couple of sources we currently agree with, and utilize them to enhance our beliefs, hence basically accepting other individuals' ready-made viewpoints. This suggests that our capability for reduction and analytical starts to compromise, and we lose the capability to believe seriously. It's more crucial than ever to keep your brain in good shape. How do you do this? Jim Quick uses a couple of recommendations. One easy pointer, specifically significant for the digital age, is to invest 30 minutes every day with all your gadgets switched off. You can utilize this time to unwind, be imaginative, and simply let your mind roam. What if you do spend too much time with your gadgets? Will it alter you and your brain, permanently? Well, perhaps not. Our brains are resistant and versatile, as we'll see in the next crucial insight. Key Insight 2. Each of us has the power to change our brain. How many times have you thought, I'm too dumb to find out a second language, I have a terrible memory, or, I'm simply not good at this subject? When we spend excessive time comparing ourselves with our peers, we often fall into the trap of thinking that we're in some way not as good as they are. This can prevent us from reaching our full potential. You may not be pleased with your accomplishments today, however that definitely does not indicate that you won't shine tomorrow. Your brain is, as scientists put it, extremely neuroplastic. It merely implies that, throughout your life, it alters a lot. The crucial message here is, each of us has the power to change our brain. Lots of people think that our brains reach their complete capability at some point around adolescence. After that, it is, presumably, all downhill. Fortunately, there's great deals of evidence to the contrary. Let's look at London taxi driver. To get a license, they need to do a lot of knowing, and they also have to pass an exceptionally challenging exam. A prospective London cabbie invests 3 to 4 years memorizing each of the 25,000 streets in just one 10-kilometer location of London. All this knowing has an extensive result on their brains. Looks into compared London cabbies with regular individuals, and discovered that drivers actually had more gray matter in their memory. The procedure of finding out countless streets appears to force their brains to produce new neural pathways. It alters the structure of their brains and even makes them larger. What does it indicate for us? Well, fortunately is that we can all do exactly the same thing. But first, we need to purge our minds of what the author calls lies. This is an abbreviation that represents limited ideas captivated. One of the greatest lies we're told is that our IQ is fixed for life. It's not at all as easy as that. Yes, your IQ test ratings do tend to remain steady over time. IQ doesn't determine your ability to find out. Nor does it reveal your actual intelligence level, which can alter and grow over time. This lie, this concept of a repaired IQ, is both limiting and unfavorable. Everyone has the potential to be a genius, we simply often select not to believe it. Possibly it's time to begin divesting yourself of these lies and start thinking favorably. Key Insight 3. Support your brain by getting sufficient sleep, consuming healthy foods, and working out routinely. You have a strong purpose, and you also have the drive to act. But there's still something that can hold you back. That barrier. It can just be a lack of energy triggered by eating the wrong type of food, or by not getting enough sleep. Sleep deprivation is tied to a long list of physical and mental concerns. This list includes anxiety, irritation, heart disease, and even Alzheimer's. In other words, don't compromise sleep. Sleeping, eating, and exercising are all important if you want your brain to operate at its finest. The crucial message here is, assistance your brain by getting enough sleep, consuming healthy foods, and exercising regularly. At first sight, sleep and exercise don't seem to have much in common. However, they are, in fact, carefully connected. Routine workout can actually assist you sleep much better. After one 16-week study on how aerobic workout affects sleep, for example, participants who hit the health club discovered they were sleeping more each night. 1.25 hours more, to be exact. The fact that exercise is essential is, possibly, old news. Why don't we act on it? Well, we all have endless reasons. Pumping weights isn't interesting, we do not have the time, fitness center memberships are costly. The fact is, however, that the benefits of workout far surpass all of these concerns. And these advantages are not just limited to constructing muscle or reducing weight, they affect your brain, too. Regular aerobic workout can improve the size of your hippocampus, your brain's memory and discovering center. So, your brain needs enough sleep and excellent workout. What else? Well, there's another crucial requirement: top quality food. According to neuroscientist and nutritional expert Dr. Lisa Mosconi, there are 45 distinct sources of brain nutrients. The top 10 are avocados, blueberries, broccoli, dark chocolate, eggs, leafy greens, salmon, turmeric, walnuts, and water. Sleep, workout, and excellent food. How do you ensure that getting enough of them becomes a routine? You need to deal with it. Developing a habit can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days. However long it takes, you can do it. Start with making just one small change at a time, and slowly but definitely, the brand new habit will end up being an integral part of your life. Key Insight 3. Visualization techniques can increase your memory and concentration. Concentration is like a muscle, the more you exercise it, the more powerful it gets. Here's one way to pump it up: photo the things of your focus as a glowing ball of light. If you're having a conversation, for instance, that conversation is the radiant ball. When your attention starts to wander, refocus on the brilliant light. Pretend absolutely nothing else exists. This is what's referred to as a visualization technique, and techniques like this assistance increase your concentration skills. They also work really well when you need to memorize things. The crucial message here is, visualization strategies can help increase your memory and concentration. Many individuals think that they have either a great memory or a bad memory. But rather, you may wish to believe that you have a skilled memory or, perhaps, an inexperienced one. How do you train your memory? The best technique is to find out to associate words, numbers, or, indeed, anything else you have to remember, with visual images. So, how does it work? Let's take a look at an example. Consider these words: fire hydrant, balloon, battery, barrel, board, and diamond. If you were asked to remember this word list, you may do so by repeating the words over and over once again. However, this approach is inefficient. Prior to too long, you'll probably forget all you learned. Instead, try developing a crazy story about the words. You may picture a fire hydrant that's being brought up into the air by balloons. However, the balloons are being popped by batteries, and those batteries sit inside substantial barrels. The entire device, batteries within barrels aimed at balloons, is launched into the air by a big board, like a seesaw. And, finally, that board is propped up by a big diamond. See just how much better the words are now cemented in your mind. A similar trick can assist you prepare for presentations. It's called the loci approach. To use it, first recognize the 10 key points you wish to speak about. Next, imagine a place or a space you know well, and think about a path through it. Now, appoint each of your talking points to a various things or place in the room. Your bedroom light, for instance, may represent your keynote. Practice your presentation, using the walkthrough of your areas, or loci, as a guide. With a trained memory, you'll be well in your method to learning a brand new language, providing great presentations, or simply ending up being a skilled specialist. Key insight 4. Reading is basic to learning, and you can improve at it. Let's face it, reading isn't everyone's preferred pastime. To lots of people, the task seems hard, boring, time-consuming. For those individuals, a long day at work is finest finished in front of the TV or with a computer game. However, research studies reveal that there is a relationship between reading ability and success in life. The better you are at reading, the more likely you are to get higher paying tasks, the greater your opportunities to be successful. And here's something else, checking out gives your brain a vigorous workout. It triggers various mental functions at the same time. It improves memory and increases concentration. If you have actually given up reading, you've essentially quit learning. The essential message here is, reading is essential to finding out, and you can improve at it. How quick do you believe you can check out? For many people, it's about 200 words per minute. Shockingly, the majority of grown-ups check out no faster than primary school kids. That's due to the fact that classes on how to check out typically stop in between 2nd and 5th grade. Why are some people slow readers? The answer typically depends on what's called subvocalization. This simply suggests that, as individuals read, they pronounce each word in their heads. This restricts their reading ability. If you subvocalize, you can just check out as quick as you talk. If this seems like you, do not anguish. Your mind is capable of going much quicker. To decrease subvocalization, try passing over loud as you read. Just keep saying, 1, 2, 3, and so on as you go down the page. Counting while reading is hard. However, it will train your brain to subvocalize less. You'll start to see the words instead of stating them. When you learn this skill, reading will feel more like you're seeing a motion picture than hearing a speech. Another excellent way to decrease subvocalization and find out more, visually, is to utilize a pacer. There's nothing hard about it. You can start by merely sliding your finger down the page as you read. This method works because our eyes are hardwired to track moving objects. Using a visual pacer can increase your reading speed anywhere from 25 to 100%. Naturally, none of these techniques will assist unless you really dedicate time to reading. Schedule at least 30 minutes of reading each day. Now that you can read quicker, it's time to break the last piece of the puzzle, to find out how to think better. Key insight 5. To get better at solving problems, try brand new and various mindsets. When you hear the word genius, who instantly comes to mind? Maybe Albert Einstein or Marie Curie. But the word genius isn't simply limited to individuals with high IQ or mathematical capability. There are many different kinds of intelligence. Think about Venus Williams, for example. In lots of ways, she, too, is a genius, someone with exceptionally high bodily kinesthetic intelligence. That is to state, she's very good at utilizing her body. The crucial message here is, to improve at fixing issues, try new and different mindsets. Knowing what kind of intelligence you possess is just the first step in believing much better and more effectively. There are great deals of other tricks, too. For example, you can try believing differently, to approach issues in a way that's entirely brand new for you, to break your thinking patterns. One way to do this is to utilize the believing hat technique. Imagine you have a collection of various colored hats. Now, when you look at an issue, you can alter hats every couple of minutes. State you're using a red hat. That implies it's time to take a look at the situation emotionally. Or a green hat might call for imagination. But often, even an advanced technique like this might not suffice. To resolve some problems, you require to think completely differently, in an exponential, instead of linear, manner. When you believe significantly, you are no longer fixing crisis after crisis after crisis. Instead, you recognize the origin of the problem and attack that. One advocate of exponential thinking is Naveen Jain, innovator and winner of the Albert Einstein Technology Medal. Take his business Viome, for instance. Jain formed it due to the fact that he thinks that persistent illness is the world's essential underlying health crisis. Does his company work to find treatments to those diseases? No, Jain took a various method. Instead of looking for piecemeal services, he comprehended that our body immune systems are considerably affected by how our gut microorganisms procedure food. Jain produced a tool for analyzing an individual's gut microbiome. It permits individuals to enhance their health by eating the foods that are best matched to them. Your objective may not be to fix major difficulties like the one Jain is dealing with. However, by checking out brand new ways of thinking, you will bring various point of views to the table. And this is specific to increase your opportunities of achieving great things. So, what do you think? Does this book Key Insights will works for you? What is your best tips to maximize learning capability? Please do not hesitate to comment below.